Alrighty, so here we are. We've got the Uperfect 15.4-inch lapdock. So this is the one that supports wireless. Um, we'll go through the unboxing of it. Please note this one has not been sponsored. I bought this out of my own money. Been quite looking forward to having a device that, well, in theory, can turn my phone, which I'll upgrade quite frequently, and in turn, that updates the laptop or lapdock. So let's have a look inside. This is also my first time actually opening this up as well. One hand is kind of hard. Foam. What have we got in here? Let's see. Oh. Still feels like there's a bit of weight in there. Ah, that's what it was. Probably the charger. But it's just standard box. Looks like it got a little bit beat around from the shipping. All right, we also get, that looks like a USB-C to C cable, another C to C cable, mini HDMI to HDMI cable. What's this one? This one's a USB-C to, I'm going to bet this is probably an A to C. Yeah, this is an A to C cable. We get a manual, 15.6-inch lapdock. And in the box, I'm probably going to bet that's the wall wart. All right, we got the nice Aussie socket on there, which I'm kind of surprised about, considering this was supposed to be the direct from China. Oh yeah, it's got a USB-C port on there. The power brick itself, let's see if I can find any markings on it to indicate what voltage amperage it is. There it is. Let's see. 100 to 240, 50, 60 hertz, USB-C, 5 volts, 3 amp, 9 volts, 3 amp, 12 volts, 2.5 amp higher. So it's just the proper multi-voltage deal by the looks of that. Yeah, awesome. So that means you'll have more than enough juice to actually be able to power up the phone and charge the laptop. Yeah. It just comes in this nice little sleeve, which is quite hefty. A lot heavier than I expected it would be. Let's take the wrapping off it. Again, a little bit hard with just one hand and the other one holding the phone up. Just proper sealed. Look at that. Oh, no logos or anything on the outside there. It's just completely plain. Underneath, looks like she's quite repairable. Got standard small Phillips head style screws around the outside, which I like that. So if it does have a bit of a problem, shouldn't be too hard to get in and repair it if that is the necessary thing. And let's pop her open. And look at that. We've got 15.6s in all its glory. Keyboard, very glossy display, touchpad, charging pad, and then I believe the power button's still on the side here, isn't it? So we've got power, sorry, we've got a power button, micro SD card, full size USB, and a headphone jack. And on the other side, we've got our mini HDMI. Not too sure how I feel about mini HDMI, considering how temperamental that can be for durability. And then, of course, your two USB-C ports, one's for charging, one's for data. All right, now for a bit of performance, just to see how she actually responds and everything. Like sound, how does it sound? How does it actually look? Let's put it through its paces to actually show you the response times and everything, how this is actually operating. Could you use it for gaming? Me personally, I'm not really a low latency gamer type person. I'm more like the Age of Empires and stuff like that. That's not really latency dependent. In saying that, I'm not really going to be using this for gaming anyway. This is more watching media on the go. And so, how does media look on the go? How does it sound? So what I'll do is I'll bring over. I've got this currently, as you can tell, connected into my laptop. Now, response, that very responsive. Well, you'd kind of expect it to when it's 120 hertz, but the actual, you know, time for it to process it, not just display it up on the screen, is all very responsive. So from point A to point B, she's all very, very nice. And we'll just tap on that one. And looks like I am pulling 1080p there. She doesn't look too bad. Let's bring up some sound so we can actually hear it a bit better. Alrighty, I've got my phone here. So what we'll do is I'll just connect my phone up. And see how she looks in through Samsung Dex. Just give it a moment. Sometimes it doesn't flip over automatically. Let's go to USB-C for the input. There we go. Alright, so that's the ideal use case for Samsung Dex, isn't it? It's like to your phone, you got your keyboard, you got your touchpad, you got a touch screen, you got a HDR monitor. Alright, now when we go into let's have a look at how HDR shows up on the phone. Dex, we want YouTube. So at the moment she's not in HDR mode, but if we hit play on this, I believe, if she wants to give me a play button, there we go, we can see that it's all whitewashed out, but if we actually play the video, it looks pretty damn good. So let's go to somewhere that's really dynamic. I mean, I can't complain. It's probably not showing up all the best through the camera, considering all the post processing and everything that's going to go on. But she looked pretty damn good. Again, it's it's not a HDR10 monitor. This thing runs on battery, charged over USB-C port. It's not the brightest of brights, but it'll get the job done, and it looks pretty good. All right, I'll close this one off, so then it doesn't get flagged for copyright. And again, as you can see, HDR has turned itself back off, and we've got a perfectly adequate SDR image. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I hope it was informative and gave you the information you wanted. Overall, I believe this thing is well worth its money. Got an HDMI input, USB-C input. You can cast to it. I don't believe I've actually shown how to cast yet. So if we just close that off, and at the moment we've got the guidelines to cast there. Now if I just go details in here, and I will just pair up those two devices. So what are we looking for? Flipbook and touches. Scan again. There we go. Flipbook keyboard, pairing, pair, and touches. Pair. Alright, so we can see that my watch and the flipbook are connected. And if we go to decks, I believe it's on this page, decks, and then we can start Samsung decks on flipbook. Let's try that again. That would be right, wouldn't it? Just 1 second. Link to Windows. I've got to turn that off for reasons unknown to man. There we go. Now we can try and cast it now. And we're back again. I'll just plop my phone there for shits and giggles. Yeah, we've got the wireless charging turned on. Now, touchpad is there. Touch screen is there. I highly doubt we're going to get HDR video come through. Yeah, see, it's going to play in SDR, and I also believe it plays it. Sorry, it comes through only at about 30 frames per second rather than 60. Well, that's to do with casting wirelessly, isn't it? There's going to be a bit of lag. It's going to be slower. There's not enough bandwidth to play with really for it to come through at a higher refresh rate. But in the end, what is Dex for? Browsing the web, watching a video, something like that. Most uh, cinematography is like at 24.4 frames per second, I believe it is. If you get my drift, you don't really need the high refresh rate. But if you want something better, just plug it in. I always plug it in myself anyway. I believe that it just works better. It's much easier to work with. Alright, thanks for watching. And hopefully that was informative enough for you to decide if this is going to be suitable for you.